Cooler was released all the way back in FB01. He is a crit leader with the effect that once per turn, you can discard a card to restand a Frieza's clan of cost 4 or less, or restand energy. This leader is very versatile and there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with him, but he's been pretty underlooked by the community. Been rogue for most of his time in the game, and even worse than that for a lot longer. But Cooler does have a lot going for him right now. He has a really strong leader locked card, he has a slew of strong Frieza's clan support cards, and just some generically good yellow cards that work really well with what Cooler is trying to do. This is a pretty unexplored deck, and today I'll be showing you my attempt at exploring it. So here's the list. The real bread and butter is the 4-drops. We of course have the King Cold, which is basically just extension, and that is playing one of our many utility 4-drops in the deck. We of course have the Cooler, which just draws a card with leader effect. It can draw 2 every turn, very strong. We also have Meta Cooler, which is ridiculous in this deck. It's like Freeze Q on steroids. It's a 25k double swing, double freeze, restand energy, life swap. Just so much value for 4 energy. We're also playing a few other niched 4-drops like the Barrier Frieza for blue, and the Blocker Cooler for Burnhan primarily, but it's good against every aggro deck really. Other than that, we're playing generic yellow cards. We got the Frieza, the Earth Erased. We are playing Jace over the Frieza's Clan 2-drop. The reason why is I think that card is kind of mid. The problem with that card is you swing at your opponent's lead with it, right? You give them a life even though you're a crit leader, and then you're resting their guy. You have to swing your crit lead into the rested guy now to deal with it, but then you're wasting your crit swing just removing stuff on field. I don't know, I think it's a bit awkward. I think Jace is much more attuned to what his deck's trying to do, but it's not a Frieza's Clan, right? So there's a trade-off there for sure. You need at least one Frieza's Clan on the field to use the King Cold, so that could be an issue. One last card I wanted to mention is Results of Training. This card is really good in this deck because during your opponent's turn, you can pitch a card to restand energy, basically turning this on even when you're tapped out at any point in the game, which is very strong. This deck is pretty cool. Has a good tempo game, really good defense with Results of Training. It is just generally a lot more solid than you think for how little play it gets. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the games. First game today is up against Burnhan. I'm going to show off kind of the curve we're trying to go for with this deck, and why I think this deck's worth considering this format. But anyway, our opponent's going to go for the Videl here. Pretty standard start. One awkward thing about this deck is that you can freeze their guy on turn 1, but you kind of want to spring face because you're a crit lead, right? It's a bit awkward. We still play the Frieza here because we have to have one on the field for the 4-drop King Cold. So kind of looking ahead here, I know Burnhan can't deal with this card, so I'm just going to leave it in the field, and then by turn 3 with marker, we'll be able to play that King Cold. But regardless, our opponent's going to start with the Son Goku Mini here. A bit unfortunate for us, we can't really deal with that right now. Right now, we really got to try and find that Blocker Cooler. That card is the way to beat Burnhan, for sure. We'll go for the Jace here on turn 2. Go for a crit swing. Might as well, because they're probably just going to awaken us themselves, so I don't really need to keep the Jace standing. They'll swing at lead here. They do just awaken us, which is nice. They'll swing. We'll take it. Down comes the Gohan. This is going to awaken them from 6. Very annoying for us. Down comes the Goku, and now we really need that Cooler because this is getting a bit out of control. I suppose you could cut the Frieza for extra copies of that Cooler if you wanted to. I personally just like the utility of having the Barrier and the Blocker if you need it, but you definitely can make the argument that in a Burnhan meta you'd want to play more of that Cooler. I just like the Frieza, I think it's neat. And we do find the Cooler right here, which is good, right in the nick of time. We'll go ahead and charge up here, swing to our opponent's lead. They will combo out, and now we can go ahead and go for that King Cold because we have the Frieza on the field, which is nice. We'll go 20 crit. They will block out yet again. Go for the King Cold. Play out the Cooler, and this card is just so much value here. We can go ahead and pop one of the 2-drops and restand it, swinging 30 twice and popping 2 cards, which is pretty nice. We'll swing into the Son Gohan here, trying to bait some cards. We get some cards from them. We'll restand the Cooler, KO the 2-drop, and they'll just let that go. And we're in a very good position here. They can't kill us with Double Striker because we have the Blocker online. I mean, we don't have it online now, but we could restand it. They just have Gakaha though, so they're just going to get rid of that. They'll go for Son Gohan, playing the Twins. Not going to out anything though, which is nice for us. They'll go 25 at lead. And we could block out of this. We do have results online here, but I figure our defense is so good next turn, I might as well just wait. They'll go ahead and swing into board. We'll combo out to save our Jace. And they'll pass. We're out of blockers, so we just got to kind of put him on not being able to kill us next turn. We'll swing a few times in the lead to bait out cards. We managed to do that. Now we'll just go in the board. I don't want to give him any extra cards if we don't have to. I will go for the Cooler. Swing into the Twins. And we could cycle Cooler for a card here, but that'd be giving him a life, so I kind of feel like I should just chill. Our opponent goes 20 at face. We will take it. And now it's just a hand up. They'll go for the Videl here, taking the life. They whiff on the Videl, which is really good for us. I don't know what you whiff on in this deck, but maybe Kamehameha. Yeah, They go for the chain. Pretty optimal chain here, but they do have a very small hand size, so I'm feeling pretty good about our chances. Grabbing two 10Ks on top is rough. They'll go ahead and buff the double striker, go 35, buff 65, and up to 100K. We'll use leader effect to play the results. So cool. I love this leader. It's such a neat interaction. We'll combo up and just barely getting to 105 for the combo out. That's the Burnhan matchup. A very tight, but a very fun matchup for Cooler, for sure. The results helps a lot. Next match here is up against Goku Jr. Not a great matchup, but if we can dodge the Soul Punisher, it's you know, not terrible. Meta Cooler is efficient for freezing stuff, so it's pretty good. We'll swing crit, and we end up critting a Bardock, and you'll see later in the game that they really need a Bardock one turn. They don't have it, and I think it's just really cool that, you know, this leader is kind of a good crit leader in a sense. Like, a lot of crit leaders, you kind of just, like, it just feels bad. You don't have cards in your hand throughout the entire game. But with this deck, you get a lot of card advantage really efficiently, so it kind of doesn't feel that bad being a crit leader, honestly. I kind of prefer being a crit leader to a regular leader as Cooler, just because you can hit like a super combo or a key playmaker, and your opponent's very low hand size going into your Awaken turn. It's kind of nice. Definitely feels a lot like Khalifa in that sense, that like, you know, being a crit leader isn't the worst thing when your engine is strong. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and play our cards here. King Cold's coming down. Going for the Cooler. We'll rest the Pan and swing into it. Unfortunately, we're not Awakened, so we don't get the leader drop, but we can just swing into board to kind of mitigate that and still get some value. Top tiers are coming down here, grabbing the double striker. Our opponent will swing at our lead, finally awakening us, which is good. I could have blocked out of that, but then they could have just gone board and left us on Awaken, which kind of sucks, so I figured I'd just take the Awaken. They'll go into our Cooler here, thinking we have to give them a super if they go into board, but we got the results, so we're chilling. Discard that card, turning on results. I'll keep one results in hand because I figure it's going to be good in this matchup. Might as well just save one for later. We'll combo out of that. They'll swing lead. We'll take that one. And we are good to go for next turn. So another really cool interaction is coming up here. I mentioned in the deck profile how crazy Meta Cooler is in this deck, and you'll see here why it is so ridiculous. Just being able to like get that one attacking trigger twice is ludicrous, and the restand leaves you open for results later. So like you don't even have to use the leader effect to discard for results. Actually, we are going to have two results online next turn because we have the one energy for the results and also the leader effect for results. So yeah, Meta Cooler is just crazy in this deck, and you can see here we're just freezing their entire board. Also again, 25 swings, so decent in the Bardock. We'll go ahead and pass there with the energy up. We have a lot of defense here with our results. They'll go 20 into lead. We can finally get rid of this 2-drop. Don't need that anymore. Our opponent's going to wall up this turn, going with the Pan. They don't have another Bardock in hand, so they kind of just have to chill. Try and freeze our guys with the Goten. But we have so much pressure next turn, we don't really care. We can just push through all that freeze. Go for the Frieza here, taking out one of their 10Ks. Go 25 at lead. They'll 10K out. 20 into the Goten to let us have it. And down comes the second Meta Cooler, which we can again just double restand to get the freeze. So we'll freeze the Bardock, swing 25, they'll take it. Pitching a card again. And again, we have two results online for next turn, so we can't die. Like, our defense is so crazy right now. We'll go ahead and pass, and our opponent is looking pretty dire here. I do want to try and not get double strike to death though, so I'll combo out of that 20k swing. Down comes a Chi-Chi, digging for a Bardock, but they can't find it. Go for the Son Goku, flip it, grab the Gohan. And they'll kind of just go board here at desperation, but we pretty much got them at this point. They'll go for the Chi-Chi. 30 again into the Meta Cooler. We'll let it die this time. I mean, we have the game pretty much locked up at this point. Swing everything at lead. And this is a very easy hand dump on this Cooler. And that's the game. See, I do want to say, this deck is not like a competitive menace, obviously. I just kind of want to show that you can get there against the meta decks if you open pretty well. And I think it was a good showcase of what the deck can do. I mean, that results interaction is super broken. Our next game here is up against Yellow Vegeta. This matchup's a bit tough because you don't want to get Awake installed as Cooler. Being stuck on your front side as a crit leader is really bad. So we just don't even play cantrip here. We're just going to pass and take the damage. We'll go ahead and draw, charging up. I'll play a Jace here because I'm pretty sure they won't rest my Jace. They're just going to play Babidi on turn 2 because they always play Babidi on turn 2. because this leader's bad. It's not bad. I don't think the Bobby engine is that crazy. I think a much crazier play here would have just been like freezing the Jace. But regardless, they're gonna play the Bobby. We'll charge up here. I'll play the cooler. And this is like a little bit of a tangent, but this is why I think the Bobby engine is so mid in Yellow Vegeta, because they're literally doing nothing for 3 turns, right? And like we just got all this free tempo, we awakened, and they're like they haven't even gotten the combo out yet. They're gonna play the Barrier Brew next turn, but it's so ass. It's like just play Janemba this turn, dude. It'd be so much better. Whatever. We're gonna talk about the deck. Talking about cooler, not Yellow Vegeta. They're gonna swing at lead. We're fine with that. They'll restand the Boo. And we have a really good setup here. We draw the 4-drop Cooler off the top, or the 4-drop King Cold, which is super clutch. Need that card really badly. We'll play the Cooler, and now we get to just draw 2. We actually get to draw 3 because we had the 3-drop on the field. This is the real high roll of this deck. And this 3-drop Cooler, it's not going to live in most matchups, but against decks like Yellow Vegeta or Piccolo, just being able to like get that extra draw for free is super nice. We'll go ahead and swing. They'll block out. We'll restand the 4-drop, drawing a million cards from all of our procs, which is nice. And this game is off to a really good start for us. They don't even have Broly yet, so we're good from the return. They'll swing into the cooler. We'll block out. They'll swing lead. We'll block out again. Kind of hemorrhaging cards here, but it's fine. We have so much card draw that we don't really care. Unfortunately, they do have the Majin Vegeta, which is going to really hurt us here. Basically wiping the entire board. We have to let go of that 3-drop, unfortunately. They'll swing at lead, restanding the Boo, restanding 2, and passing. We're up next here. We have the huge chain with the Frieza, which is nice. I'm only playing a few with the Frieza because this chain only comes up every so often. But when it does come up, it feels pretty nice, getting the 225 bodies and the extra 4-drop. It's really good here because we can just pressure his Majin Vegeta and force him to get rid of it. We'll go ahead and go into the Boo here. We'll combo up. They'll results get out of it. And now we can just pressure the Boo with our remaining cards on board. I do figure a Broly's coming down next turn, but at this point I'm like, I don't really care. I'll just get all the cards I can out of their hand, draw a bunch of stuff, and if they play Broly, then whatever. It's fine. They're up next now. They're going to go into our leader. We'll combo out. Swinging with the Boo. We'll just let them have that. I figure the Broly's coming down this turn. But it's not. It's actually the Frieza, which is decent, but not as good as Broly here. And we can go ahead and use the cooler effect to get that result online to combo out of that. And now I'm feeling pretty good. The game's definitely tipping in his favor with the Frieza on the board, but his hand is completely shot. So I figure we can just pressure a bunch this turn and hopefully get in a winning position. We'll go 30 at lead. They will take that. We'll go 25. They'll combo out. Going for the King Cold here. We have a space in our curve. Just play this for a search. We'll go 20 at lead. Combo up here just to force cards out of their hand. And we will. At this point, I really just want to get them to 2 or to 1 so that we can kill next turn. So we go 30. They'll take it. And we still have another swing with the cooler, which is nice. I could try and go for lethal here, but I'm afraid of like double results coming down. And they do have results in hand, so I'm glad I didn't go for it there. They do have double results actually, so we probably wouldn't have had lethal there. Maybe we would have. I don't know. If they had like a really crazy hand, they could have blocked out. So I kind of felt safer just waiting a turn. And I decided to block out here, which is a bit suspect. But I am very nervous about. What am I nervous about? I'm nervous about a big hand up with all the extras. I think is what it was. Yeah. So they go 40 here, and I figure like, okay, if they have a hand full of like results, they could just do like a billion damage and maybe push through our supers. So I just try and stay at 2 here. I figure as long as we can stay at 2, we can't die, and we have the game locked up next turn. So I give supers here, which is a lot, but I think it's fine. They'll go 25. We'll super out. A lot of supers gone there, but it's fine because we just win the game next turn. They'll restand the Boo. We'll draw another 0, but that's fine. We'll go 30 at lead. They go to the results, and at this point, the game is pretty much over. That cooler was an amazing top deck. We'll swing. They'll block out. And now we can play this, take a life, and then like draw a billion cards with the Wombo. And we get the cool King Cold at the top, which is crazy. We'll swing 30. They'll combo out, and the game is pretty much over at this point. And they'll concede. So yeah, I mean, that game, I really just showed off like how cool the deck is when it's firing all cylinders. Like, we just got to do literally everything there, hit perfect curve. But yeah, that is cooler. So that was cooler. I had a lot of fun making this video. This deck actually turned out much better than I thought it would be. It was really competing with the meta decks in a way I didn't think it would. Maybe it's even like rogue tier. I might have overlooked this on my tier list. But yeah, I think Cooler is very good. Its tempo is strong. Its only real weakness is that if your opponent can out your stuff on curve, you can't play the 4-drop King Cold. And then you're kind of like behind on tempo the rest of the game. So it really is really important you stick a Freeze Clan card early in the game. But other than that, I mean, this deck did look very solid. I think there's definitely something here, and I want to see more people try and build this deck. I think if the community put their mind to it, we could really break this deck and make it like an actual rogue contender. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the video, and if you have any ideas for the lists or any suggestions, please let me know. I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.